So I know this looks a little awkward. Trust me, I'm going to transmog this the first chance I can get. But I did those 3 world quests. I turned it in here. It was a calling, basically. And in that chest, I got 2 155 pieces. This weapon right here. And these shoulders right here. 155s, which, considering what I had before, those are nice upgrades. Which is why I put them on. It got me up to 140. It replaced these 2 things. I'm going to start to lose all my Azerite stuff. All of my BFA gear that I got from doing Mythic Nihilotha and plus 15 dungeons every week. I'm going to be losing it pretty soon. So, but anyways. So I turned that in, and then this came up.
Boss sent you.
You did what, boss? Keep it up like that. Again, I'm sorry if I'm ruining the dialect here. Keep it up like that, right? And we just might have a chance of surviving this mess. Keep your eyes open. You know what? I may just, for fun, pretend I'm, that this is an orc talking. Keep your eyes open, though. When a success like this gets round, it's only a matter of time till Luvas comes calling for your help. Now, right. All that anima you've recovered can be put to use around here. Bring it down here to Form and Flatfinger. It'll ensure it's stored away nice and secure. For some reason, I feel more comfortable just pretending like I'm talking like an orc. From 40k,
I told her that's your son.
What can I say? I'm a big fan of the orcs. That's how you gotta say it, the orcs. With an O-R-K-S. Not like the orcs here in Warcraft, but the orcs from 40k. I'm sure you 40k fans will understand and maybe even appreciate that. So yeah, this is, tutorial stuff for when you first get into the Covenant stuff. It's like, alright.
Stone.
Sin. Boss returns the victor. You got the anima on and, with anima in short supply these days, I've been entrusted to manage the reserves till they be needed. Go ahead and deposit any anima you collect into the reservoir here. Be assured it'll be safe and secure in me care. Sure.
If there's nothing else, then.
Yeah, you go ahead and hold on to that.
No attention. Just walk away.
There we go. The anima is safe and secure now. Anima enables us to do many things, but this sanctum cannot function on anima alone. It'll require the combined effort of many souls working together to unlock its full potential. The Soul Warden is eager to be of service ever since you rescued him from the maw. Your unique ability to bring souls from there will prove useful to him. Want to go pay him a visit?
Come back when you need sorting.
Oh, whoops. We're a little too far. Hello,
Do
Tenable.
you seek redemption?
I'm pleased to speak with you once again, Mawwalker. Souls continue to pour into the maw, and with them the anima that could help us. You were able to rescue me from that place. Can I count on your strength to repeat the same trick? Please, get us more willing souls so that we can bolster this sanctum's power. Seek out what aid you can, and do what we can't, Mawwalker. You are our last best hope. Find Venthyr.
You still have time.
Thanks, Logain. What? That is Logain's voice actor. Actually, hold on. Before we... Nah, screw it.
Why would anyone walk anywhere? Another satisfying.
So obviously, the whole thing about not being able to actually mount in the maw. But certain classes have certain abilities that can help them get around. In the case of Demon Hunters, if you're playing Havoc, you can use the dashes and, of course, double jump and glide. If you're playing the tank spec, you can do, the leap Abyssal... It's called Abyssal Strike, but, you know... I don't necessarily want to call it Heroic Leap like Warriors have. I usually like to just call it the Dragoon Leap. You know, like from Final Fantasy. Dragoons. You know, like what Imperius does. Leaps into the air and then comes crashing back down. Gosh, I look like a player from Burning Crusade with one glaive. I got one glaive, guys! And the shoulders don't match. Ugh. I just hate when you get a piece of gear that's an upgrade, but then it ruins your transmog, and you're like, oh! Must transmog immediately. I don't know about you, but I certainly do not mind having this place as our hub for this expansion.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Goodbye, mythic shoulders from BFA. I can actually sell them for gold now, as opposed to... Don't mind all this. I was just simply, you know, working on maxing out my leather working. You know, anticipating that I was going to need to do that and have that ready to go for when we get to the whole, oh yeah, that's right, I need to craft legendaries, you know, stuff. You know.
Many farewells.
Just kind of planning ahead, I guess you could say. I think I've usually gone with these shoulders. I don't know, maybe we can change it up to have it kind of fit a little better. Let's go with these. These are cool, but they wouldn't really work with what I'm going for. These are fine. And then, of course, why would I use anything else other than the Warglaives of Azeroth? Look, I spent a lot of time in that raid farming these. And then, of course, doing the whole thing to unlock them. I know some people may think, wouldn't you get tired of seeing the same weapon over and over? I mean, if they didn't mean anything, sure, but these weapons actually mean something. They're the Warglaives of Azeroth, an iconic weapon from this setting, and they belong to my favorite character of all time, Illidan. And I have no shame in saying that. You guys know how much of a fan I have been of Illidan. At least I would, if you don't, I am a huge fan of Illidan. At this point, I can say he is my favorite character. I used to say he was tied with Thrall and the Lich King, but given recent times, we'll have to wait and see.
Have you come to trade, or to waste your breath?
Back again so soon, Mawwalker. Actually, technically, this is the first time this character has been in the Maw. Because you couldn't come here until you were level 60. Back to rescue more souls? How intrepid. Though I must say, your earlier escapade has drawn the jailer's attention, and his ire. After all, none has successfully eluded him before, except for me. Now his forces are on high alert, hunting down any errant souls that the fabled Mawwalker may try to steal from him. It has made things quite inconvenient for me. If you and I are going to work together, we need to set a few ground rules, and you must be properly equipped.
Will that be all, Mawwalker?
You will tell no one of my existence. I already read this in the main playthrough, so...
Procure something of value. It is remarkable what you can find discarded in the Maw. I pride myself in recognizing a valuable asset when I see one.
Take care of that soul keeper. I have no desire to go to the effort of procuring another. Now, let us go get to business. Alright, rescue 5 souls and retrieve 60 Stygia.
Rule 1. Always have an exit strategy. To ensure one's continued existence within the Maw, one must maintain a plan of escape at all times. I acknowledge the irony
Hold on a
of
second.
me creating this rule, despite my current inability to depart this place. You may laugh, briefly, without causing offense. Enough chuckling. Gather the steed I require and return with haste.
I'm sorry, that line always made I always thought that was really funny. Where at first she's like, you may laugh briefly without causing offense. And then you laugh, and then she goes, alright, enough chuckling. I always thought that was really funny. You know, I don't think you can actually get this anymore in the revamped or changed starting zone for Demon Hunters. It seemed to have disappeared or gone away with the change, which is kind of disappointing because, well, I always liked this. Although it used to be 1 hour, or not 1 hour, it used to be 2 hours, and they've nerfed it to 1 hour.
Target something first.
Did I not save that? Oh, I didn't. I am... Wow. I freed him from the prison, and then I didn't actually, you know, interact with him. I didn't do this. Oops. It's okay, there are plenty of souls around, as you can see. And just look at that. There's tons of stone prisons here. It just feels like when we get the eventual upgrades for the Soul Keepers, we're going to be able to get a ton of these. Because, as you can see, there is tons of them around, even on the minimap, as you can see here.
No matter where you hide, I will find you.
You know, it's funny. I've heard some people actually go, what is the deal with the jailer knowing how we get out of here, and then he doesn't, like, you know, block or defend the one place we use in order to get out of here? I'd like to think that he's allowing us to leave, and, like, he does know, but he's like, yeah, whatever. I think he could be one of those who truly believes that he thinks his victory is inevitable. To quote Agent Smith, it is inevitable. That he probably does not believe that we can actually defeat him. So he's like, yeah, whatever, go ahead. You can escape. You're only, you know, it's not like it's going to change anything. Even with Sylvanas at his side, in terms of, like, whether or not she would actually be... I'm going to have that play around. Whether or not she would actually either say, no, you should take them seriously, or, yeah, don't take them seriously. I don't know. I don't know if Sylvanas is actually advising him to take us seriously, or if she's like, don't take them seriously. They don't matter. They can't do anything. Which would be odd, considering what Sylvanas has seen us do, but
Find anything
whatever.
of interest, Walker. Discover more secrets.
Now I have the cipher. I've got to remove some of the mounts here.
Ah, my new partner. Let us see how long you last. Rule 2. Keep a low profile. The Mo is no place for theatrics. Get in,
Now
get
that
what
the
you want,
jailers
and get
noticed
out.
you're doomed.
While endeavoring to
Anything of
retain your
import
limbs
you do
and other
in the Maw
possessions.
will catch his attention.
And attention is exactly what we don't want.
And that right there is one of the many examples as to why I love playing a Demon Hunter. That double jump right there.
Soul Seekers on you. Then the towers. then his kill squads. And after that, well, you don't want to know. Surgical and meticulous. That's how you stay alive. The good news is that you're safe here in my refuge. Not so out there. Remember, should a tragic fate befall you, some of that precious Stygia might slip through your fingers. Fret not, mortal. A day at most away from his gaze, and the jailer will turn his attention elsewhere. Then it will be safe for you to venture out again, to acquire Stygia. For me.
For me.
Do you feel the maw tearing at your mind? Rule 3. Trust is earned, and information has a price. You recall the cipher I gave you? That's right. You are now in my debt.
I'm so glad they picked Anna's voice actor for this. Not just because I've enjoyed her voice acting as Anna in Overwatch, but she's just a, she sounds like a great voice actress in general. They probably were like, look, that voice you do for Anna, could you kind of do something very similar to that for Venari? And she was like, yeah, sure, I could do that. I'm noticing these shoulders are kind of clipping into the hair. I may go back to my other shoulders just because they didn't really clip like that. Yep, there's Bane.
You will never escape the law!
Don't worry, Bane, I'll be coming for you pretty soon. Especially because I can't wait to see what a Demon Hunter gets in Torghast.
Your soul shall soon be bound to the jailer. Your soul shall soon be bound to your soul.
Whoa! Like, why did the second one all of a sudden show up? Just out of nowhere. Alright, let's eat. Move a couple of these. There we go. Okay.
I trust you are not followed. Do not tread carefully when the eye of the jailer falls upon you, mortal. You really shouldn't linger here. The jailer doesn't like having his toys taken away, even once he discarded. Go on, back to Arbus with you.
Alright, so we'll go talk to Bolvar. I forget if I have to actually do Torghast to continue the Covenant stuff, because I kind of would like to be able to see what I can do in terms of the actual Covenant stuff with the Venthyr, since that's one of the main reasons I'm actually doing this playthrough. Hold on, I'm going to change the shoulders.
Punches, lucky doos and root. Many deals for a friend of the Grummels. Like you.
Yeah, that's better.
We will face whatever comes.
Alright, so now we go back and get these, and I will get an upgraded piece. The Ebony Death Shroud Gloves. And yeah, until I get the specific Hearthstone that lets me go back to my Covenant, I think it's a good idea to go ahead and bound your Hearthstone.
Welcome to the Eternal City.
To your Covenant Sanctum. Then once you have gotten to the point where you can unlock the Hearthstone that takes you specifically back here, then you can, you know, decide where else you want to put your Hearthstone. Maybe here in Oribos. But then again, you can also unlock a portal that takes you directly to Oribos from your Sanctum, so it just gives you more options. I like that there's more fast travel options, more, you know, just more options in general for what you want to do. By the way, they updated the handy notes where now you can see where the entrance to the raid is. So now I know if I want to go there, I could go to Charred Ramparts, go up here, and just make my way over here to the entrance. So now I know where to meet my guild when it is raid night. They actually tried again tonight. I think I heard they took down 3 bosses tonight? Yeah, they killed 3 bosses. Looks like, well, if they are actually going to be scheduling raids on not just Tuesday night, but also Wednesday night, I expect it'll be up next week. And there as well. Dungeon event begins. First time for this expansion. Talk to you in a moment.
Have you come to confess?
Ah, so you were successful, as I knew you would be. Now let us put these souls to use. The good people of Revendreth continue to suffer under the oppression of Denathrius's loyalists. We must bolster our forces before we can move openly against our former master. The willing souls you recovered from the maw will prove a boon in these trying times. Go to Foreman Flatfinger. He has been searching for assistance with building enhancements for our sanctum. Together, we will see Sinfall reach its full potential.
Shadows watch over you.
While Door of Shadows is off cooldown, your agility is increased by 80. And its range is Interesting. There's the first piece for this set, which I really want to finish. I think that looks awesome. Not as awesome as a couple of the other ones, like the male and... Actually, I think all 4 of the Venthyr sets look great for all 4 armor types. I think, you know, I just really liked them. But that's just me.
I got the best prices you're gonna find.
Oi! What's that then? New souls, is it? Right. They have a bit of potential, they do. Many things I can do around here with their help. I've been thinking of a bit of ways we could improve the place, but since you pulled in all the adamant souls to do it, I think you should be the one to decide which improvement we start on first. Don't get overwhelmed. As you bring in more anima and find more willing souls, we'll be able to bring more capabilities to the place. For now, a single upgrade will fit the bill.
You find any other nicks and knacks, you bring them to me.
So let's see. Mirror, mirror. The anima conductor is interesting because of certain places it actually unlocks. Then there is the command table, which is pretty cool. I actually could get the command table and one of these because it's only 500. Because I have 1,600. But I don't have the souls though. That's the issue. Oh wait, no, never mind. They only take 1 soul per. Okay, never mind. Alright, so let me go ahead and activate the table. And then let's go ahead and get the anima conductor up and running.
Come back when you need sorting.
Good choice. It'll take some time for the construction work to finish, but good things take time, don't they?
Draw attention. Just walk away.
There is much greater power to be obtained, Mawwalker. Approach, and all will be revealed.
Yes, accuser?
No forgiveness without atonement.
The power of the harvesters flows through your mortal body, but you may wield even greater might by binding your soul to another. To soul bind with another is not an irrevocable bond. However, it is not to be entered into lightly. You will experience one another's past, your hopes, fears, dreams, your very memories, if any still linger. Oh, trust me, there are plenty that linger. In fact, I'm not even sure if my soulbind wants to have a gander into the mind of a demon hunter and see what is still there, because it's pretty terrifying. You will become kindred spirits in the truest sense. Once complete, your connection will transcend physical space and make you stronger in more than mere brawn. We're gonna get Nadja as our soulbind.
We will. Nadja, please come forward. You will be the first to receive this honor.
May her blade serve you well, Mawwalker.
Do not look so glum, Draven. You will get your turn soon enough.
She looked up in silence, a wry smile spreading across her face. Now, we didn't get that much time at the beginning of the main story with Nadja, but there was actually a whole separate side quest line involving Nadja that you can find, where you actually help her get revenge against someone who mistreated her very, very poorly. So we help her get revenge on that. So it's a nice bit of extra time we get with Nadja to make it feel like we actually now have more of a connection with her when we have our soul bind with her.
What adventure do you need me for today?
You have lived an interesting life.
You have no idea. Well, actually, now you do, since you can now see what I have gone through. Thus far,
I will endeavor to make it even more so. Do you feel it too? Our connection is stronger than I imagined could be possible. I have been told that the bond will continue to grow over time, though we do have the ability to accelerate the process. Sinfall needs our strength. Perhaps it is best that we engage in this method now.
Remember me next time you're in for a fight.
So I will get Thrill Seeker. While in combat, I gain a stack of Thrill Seeker every 2 seconds, or 4 stacks on killing an enemy. At 40 stacks, Thrill Seeker is consumed to grant you Euphoria, which increases your haste by 20% for 10 seconds. Thrill Seeker decays rapidly while you are not in combat. That is awesome. Imagine that stacking with what's it called? It's what I used to get from my Azerite armor if I took, yeah. So it's part of I-Beam now, just, you know, baseline. But there was an Azerite armor back in BFA called Furious Gaze, where as it shows there, when it finishes fully channeling, your haste gets increased by an additional 15% for 12 seconds. And you could stack that with 3 separate Azerite armor pieces. So it was mandatory for Demon Hunters in BFA in 8.3 to get 3 Azerite armors, each with Furious Gaze on it. So now, this is baseline, and now you get this as well. So for a period of time, for a 10-second period of time, if you have both this and this, that should be like an extra 35% of haste for 10 seconds. That sounds amazing for a Havoc Demon Hunter. I'm just saying.
It is done. May the power within your souls serve you well.
Thank you, Accuser.
It is quite good.
We will accomplish much together. So, reduce the cooldown of Sinful Brand by 5 seconds. Fell Rush increases your movement speed by 5% for 8 seconds. Nice. The healing of Shattered Souls is increased by 5%. Okay.
Revendreth.
Of course, these are, you know, very, you know... Ooh, she's got a couple of abilities for the table. These, of course, are mainly just, you know, the very starting versions of these conduits, and I can be able to, of course, upgrade each of them. Now, choose a path. You'll be able to switch paths at any rest area. Door of Shadows disorients all nearby enemies at the target location for 6 seconds when you appear. Door of Shadows increases your movement speed by 40%, decaying over 6 seconds. So I can either add a disorient or extra movement speed. Huh. I think this would be nice for when I'm just out and about in the regular world, but when I go into like dungeons or raids, and I use that to kind of like go to like a mob, this could be nice to use. I could even just do that just out in the open world on my own if I'm, like, you know, working on doing world quests and such. So, go. Alright, so now that takes the potency one, which is reducing the cooldown of Sinful Brand. Which I don't mind. Because it was actually doing pretty decent damage when I was doing this in dungeons. So, totally fine with that.
Every soul can be redeemed.
While the powers from your bond are substantial, you may also strengthen the bond further through the use of conduits. Conduits? Now she's like, add the conduits to the forge. I'm like, I already did that. Act to channel the energy of your soulbind into your form more directly, increasing your potential in many ways. Use the ones I've given you as a test of this power, but fear not, you will find others in your travels. Your soulbind will strengthen over time, but for now your training's complete. She acknowledged that I already did it, so that's good to know. I didn't bug it out or anything. She's like, alright, I see you already did it. We are grateful for this partnership, Mawwalker. With your help, Renathal will lead us into a new era, one that will see Revendreth reclaim its true purpose. Return to him now, so that the real work can begin.
Change yourself, or I will.
Darkest greetings, Mawwalker.
I hope you have found everything to your liking. A messenger from Oribos has informed us that High Lord Fordragon has requested your presence in Oribos. It seems it pertains to the Maw, and the Master's plans, no doubt. I suggest you heed his summons, Mawwalker. We must leave nothing to chance.
The Drowns, the lack of soul.
We cannot stand alone if one section of the Shadowlands falls. Okay, so this is the calling to do stuff in Ardenweald.
And dare to feel hope.
Ooh, there's a couple more as well. I'll go pick those up.
Oh, hello.
Thank you, Kirita.
Return for torment.
You a builder?
Thank you, Rendell.
Or a breaker?
Alright, which one? This expires in 8 hours. Alright, I have to make sure I actually take care of this tonight before I go to bed. Because by the time I get up and have to get ready for work, it's going to expire, so... Yep. So, Rahel.
One more
Hold on.
time, yeah?
Collect anima for the reservoir.
If there's nothing else, then.
Alright, so now I pick that up before I actually go do these. Excellent.
My master did say to serve everyone.
Hold on. Ah, look at that. See, this is now where it's like, okay, now I'm gonna have to go do some world quests and such to help gear this guy. Since now some stuff is gonna be popping up that's gonna be gear upgrades for him. Now, I, of course, am mainly going to be focusing on showing you guys the Covenant campaign stuff, you know, as opposed to some of the, you know, overall stuff. I'm planning on still doing that with in my main playthrough of this expansion with my Death Knight on the Horde, whereas this one's mainly going to focus on showing you the content relevant to the Venthyr and their campaign and such. So, in case you're curious about how I'm planning on showing, you know, other stuff, you know, probably not. We'll have to wait. We'll just have to wait and see. It's a, you know, you could probably consider it a figuring out process as I go along here, so. That's right, this world boss is up. Though what's funny is I doubt I would actually, you know, I could tag it, but at this point I don't think my gear would do anything. But the reason to do it, of course, is that 250 anima. Not to mention the possibility it could drop a really nice piece of gear. Like, in case you're curious, for this guy, he has some nice conduits, but it could also drop that. Which would be incredibly nice. Either of these would be incredibly nice to get. Imagining that 207 ring to replace with 132. So I, of course, would have to hope that there is a gigantic group of players there working on the world boss at the time I go to tag it. Because the thing is, as I found out, you can't just immediately release and come right back. If you die, you are basically forced to sit there and wait. You know, to see whether or not the group can finish him off before everyone dies to him, and then he despawns. So. This is one of the only mounts I've gotten so far in Shadowlands. I like it. I did find out that if a world quest is going on there involving, you know, helping out a patrol, you basically can't pull off running the maze. It tends to interfere with that. But I do like this mount. It's one of the only unicorn mounts I have. I haven't done the Lucid Nightmare stuff yet.
What news?
Go into Torghast.
All have our burdens to bear.
Okay, so I'm gonna cut it off here because obviously I need to do the Torghast stuff, which is not very relevant to the Covenant campaign for Venthyr. That was mainly part of the overall main story, which I showed with my Death Knight. Plus, I need to go do that calling before it expires, before I go to bed tonight. So I'm gonna cut off here, do some of the calling stuff, work on getting anima to increase renown, and do the Torghast. I cannot wait to see what pops up for my Demon Hunter while I'm doing Torghast. I hope I can, I may just do level 1 just to do it for the story and then redo, possibly layer 3 later. But, we'll see. Yeah, I've got some off-camera work to do before we continue this playthrough, so stay tuned.